When you picture a city skyline, you probably think of cranes, steel beams, and concrete, right? I mean, it's an industry that feels almost ancient. But what if I told you it's right on the edge of a massive high-tech revolution? Today, we're going to dig into how artificial intelligence is literally rebuilding construction from the ground up. But before we can get to all the cool stuff like robots and smart software, we really need to understand the problem they're here to solve. And trust me, it's a $10 trillion problem that's been hiding in plain sight for decades. Okay, try to wrap your head around this number. Every single year, the world spends $10 trillion on construction. That's trillion with a T. It's so big, it involves about 7% of the entire global workforce. So yeah, it's an absolute cornerstone of our economy. But here's the paradox, the really strange part. For all that money and all those people, the industry has a huge, huge problem. Just look at this chart. Since 1945, manufacturing and retail have seen their productivity just skyrocket. We're talking over 1,500%. In construction, it's basically flatlined. It's like the entire digital revolution just passed it by. So the big question is, why? Well, a huge piece of the puzzle is right here. For decades, construction has just been incredibly slow to pick up new tech. It's one of the least digitized major industries on the entire planet. But that's all finally starting to change. And this is what's finally breaking that long stalemate. Let's talk about the solution. It's time to see how artificial intelligence is finally stepping onto the job site. So what do we even mean by AI in this context? You know, you should think of it less like a sci-fi robot and more like a super intelligent partner for the builders and architects. It's technology that can look at thousands of blueprints, learn from mistakes made on past projects, and actually predict problems before they even happen. And it does all of this by crunching just massive amounts of data. And you know, this isn't some brand new overnight thing. The actual term artificial intelligence was coined way back in 1956. But it's only now, with these incredible leaps in computing power, that AI has gotten strong enough to tackle the immense complexity of a modern construction project. All right, so let's see how this actually works. We're going to start before a single shovel even hits the ground, in what's called the pre-construction phase. Okay, this is where things get really futuristic. It all starts with something called BIM, or Building Information Modeling, which is basically a 3D digital blueprint. AI then kicks it up a notch with generative design. See, it doesn't just make one plan, it creates thousands of different versions, analyzing how the architecture, the plumbing, and the electrical systems all mesh together. It's like having a project manager that can see every possible future problem, like a pipe that's about to run right into a steel beam, and it flags it so it can be fixed before a single dollar is wasted. And it's not just about the design itself. We all know that huge projects are famous for going way over budget, right? Well, by analyzing data from countless projects that have already been built, AI can create way more realistic timelines and cost estimates. This helps teams avoid those dreaded overruns and actually stay on track. Now, let's leave the digital blueprint behind and head out to the actual dusty job site. Because out here, AI's job is all about making the work safer, faster, and just plain better. This right here might be one of the most important things AI does. Construction can be dangerous work. Using something called computer vision, AI systems scan the video feeds from the site, acting like a tireless digital safety officer. It can automatically spot if a worker isn't wearing their helmet, or it can alert a supervisor to a hazard in real time. It's basically predicting safety risks before they turn into accidents. AI is also giving productivity a massive boost by taking on those repetitive, physically brutal tasks. We're talking about autonomous bulldozers that prepare a site to exact specifications, or robots that can lay bricks and weld with a level of precision that's just tough for a human to match all day long. This frees up the skilled human workers for more complex problem solving. Quality control is getting a serious upgrade too. Drones equipped with AI cameras are flying over job sites, constantly comparing what's actually being built to the original 3D model. This lets the team spot even the tiniest deviation from the plan before it snowballs into a major, really expensive problem. But AI's work isn't over when the last construction crew packs up and leaves. Let's look at what happens after construction is done, when the building itself starts to think. This is called predictive maintenance, and the Burj Khalifa is just the perfect example. Instead of just waiting for one of its 57 elevators to break, its AI system is always listening. It's listening for tiny changes, a weird vibration, a slight shift in temperature that can predict a problem is coming. The whole point is to fix things before they ever break. And this same idea makes our buildings way more sustainable. So-called smart buildings use AI to analyze everything: the weather outside, how many people are in a room, the time of day, and it adjusts the lighting and the AC in real time. This doesn't just cut energy bills, it dramatically reduces a building's carbon footprint. So, what does this all add up to for the future? Well, we are looking at a fundamental seismic shift in how we actually build our world. And hey, if you ever want to know if a trend is real, just follow the money. The market for AI in construction is projected to explode to nearly $12 billion by 2029. This is not some small experiment. This is a massive change for the entire industry. Now, this is always the big question, right? Are robots going to take all the jobs? Well, the overwhelming consensus is no. AI isn't here to replace human expertise. It's here to augment it. It handles the data crunching, the repetitive tasks, the constant risk monitoring, and that frees up the human teams to do what they do best: solve the really complex, creative problems. So, if there's one thing to take away from all this, it's this: AI is the key that's finally unlocking decades of stalled progress in construction. It's kicking off a new era where building is safer for workers, smarter for businesses, and way more sustainable for the planet. And that leaves us with one final thought. We've seen how AI can totally transform something as physical and, traditional as construction. So the question now is, what's next? As this technology keeps evolving, what other foundational parts of our world are about to get their own AI?